Okay, great. So the recording is started now. This is a theme lesson. Today you're going to be learning about how to find theme, and in particular, how to find a theme in a single chart, which is a foundational piece for your essay that you are about to write. Okay. While in class right now, I am going to have you who are watching open up your theme worksheet that's posted on Google Classroom. I'm going to leave the key displayed on my screen for you to copy down as we go. And then with the in-class people, I'm going to type into the worksheet that they have on the projector. So just follow along, copy down what you see on the screen in front of you. Sweet. Okay, to start off, take a couple minutes and jot down a couple things that you maybe already know about theme.
Which
Okay, great. So maybe what you already know about theme is that it has to do with the topic of a story, right? Maybe it's part of the topic, maybe it's the main message. What else did y'all put? Maybe you think that it is the author's opinion on something. Okay, so maybe that was just to get your background knowledge as activated as it can be. All right, so we already know about theme. In order to learn about theme, we are going to approach it from a sort of roundabout angle. So we're going to identify what theme is not, so things that it's maybe commonly confused with, before identifying what theme is. So we're going to create a table here that you're going to fill in as we go, in which we'll compare theme to several other concepts before finally defining what it is right here. Okay, we're going to compare theme to main idea. Oops. Main idea. We're going to compare it to moral. And finally, we're going to compare it to topic, because these are all things that are commonly confused with theme. And then, like I said, finally, after looking at all of those, we're going to identify what theme actually is. So across the top row here, you've got written out main idea, moral, topic, and theme. Then on the side here, we are going to be looking at the definition and then an example for each one of these. So go ahead and write definition here, or you can just do def period for short. So definition and then example, or EX for short. So definition and example. Great. Okay. The main idea can be defined as generally what the story is about. It's a one-sentence summary of the book. So I'm going to go ahead and write that in my chart. Oops. So it's generally what the story is about. It's a one-sentence summary of the book. Quick note here, theme isn't just limited to books. You can find theme of a poem or theme of a movie too. So just the work of literature in general here for a book. Okay. The moral of a piece of literature, whether it's a movie or a poem or a short story or whatever kind it is, the moral is the lesson that can be learned from the story. It's often said explicitly at the end of the story. So it's literally written out at the end of the story sometimes. Can y'all think of any stories that have that at the end? We read some earlier this year. Right. Were you gonna say the tortoise and the hare? Yeah, so any fables, Aesop's fables all have the moral of the story written at the end. A lot of times some fairy tales do too. So some stories have it explicitly. Some stories, there is a moral that can be learned indirectly from them. So let's see. With Aladdin and the Wonderful Lamp, maybe the moral of the story is to always use your intelligence or something like that, right? It's gonna be some sort of lesson that can be learned. Okay, next up is the topic. So the topic of a piece of literature, whether it's a movie or a short story or a poem, is going to be an important subject, often just one word, that's presented or revealed in the story. So these are going to be one word things like love, friendship, war, peace, hatred, struggle, that kind of thing, right? One word. Okie dokie. So theme has to do with all three of these, but it is not limited to any one of them. It is related to these, but it's not going to be the same thing. So now I'm going to give you your $1 million definition of theme, the most priceless kernel of knowledge of your English career right here. Okay, theme is a greater, were you doing it from memory?
Yeah.
I love that. Theme is a greater truth about humanity revealed by the author. It's always more than one word. With the theme, the reader is meant to consider something. Think of it kind of as food for thought, right? Huh, I guess humans are kind of like that. Or I guess the world is kind of like that. Okay, once you finish writing down the definition in your notes, we're going to do some examples for a Disney movie.
Okay.
The example I have on my notes is Finding Nemo, but we can choose another movie if you want. Yeah, you've had this lesson probably twice now, so that's why I'm going kind of quickly through it. Bless you. You did it at least once with me last year, and then you did this at the beginning of the year this year, with your summer reading projects. Yep. Okay. Is anyone opposed to Finding Nemo? No. Okay, sweet. All right. So we're gonna look at all of these for Finding Nemo now. So the main idea of Finding Nemo, which is a one-sentence summary of the story, what I put, is a fish loses his father and they find each other again. Right? That is the main idea. That's what the story's about. Okay. The moral of the story, I put down several here for Finding Nemo. But the moral of the story could be reduced to these three at least. Just keep swimming. Listen to your parents. Be aware of your surroundings. Right? Those are all lessons that can be learned from the story. Some of them are even said explicitly in the story. Just keep swimming, right? Okay. Now we're gonna go over some topics that are found in Finding Nemo. So there's several, you're not limited to this list, but I listed 4. You've got family, you've got belonging, you've got obedience, and you've got friendship. All 4 of those topics show up in the story in some way. Okay. And now finally, and I will walk you through how I found this in just a moment. And now finally, I'm going to tell you a theme of Finding Nemo. There are generally several themes present in any work of literature, but a theme of Finding Nemo is how true family is important and sticks together through anything. It's kind of one of the central parts of the whole story. Notice how it's a greater truth about humanity. It doesn't say anything about fish or the ocean or sea anemones or anything specific like that, right? This can be applied to all of humanity throughout all time and space. It's more than one word, and it's something that you can consider, right? You can kind of think about and ponder, true family is important and sticks together through stuff, right? Okay, now let's break it down and see how I got to that point, because you might be wondering how I got that theme. I have put together a very nice set of steps for you to find themes. So if you'll scroll down on your page, you will see that very nice set of steps. All right. How I got there is I started by listing several topics that are present in the book/work of literature. Then you need to choose one topic. In this case, I chose family, right? That was one of my topics that I found, and I looked at family. Then I determined what the author, quote, thinks, unquote, about this topic by listing several examples of the topic from the book. So you're looking at how the topic shows up, and then you're asking yourself, what is the author saying about this based off of the examples of the topic that they provided for me? And then finally, I'm going to write a sentence about what the author thinks about the topic, and then use this sentence stem to write my theme sentence. Let's do this together for a single shard right now. And then we'll be fine and dandy. Okay, cool. All right, I want you to take about 30-45 seconds and list as many topics as you can think of that are present in a single shard. So remember that these are going to be kind of vague, one-word topics present in the book. Okay. Maybe you wrote down friendship. That would probably be an easy one, right? The friendship between Crane Man and Tree Ear. And also between Min and Tree Ear. What else did you find? Give me like two other topics that you found. Okay, how about family? Right? Tree Ear is really sensitive about the fact that he doesn't have a family. Sort of, but he does. He has an adopted family. There's let's see. There's honor present in the book, right? They talk a lot about honor and prestige. There's a very clear like class system in the book. Craftsmanship is also talked about. Right? They work really, really hard to create these beautiful pieces of Celadon pottery. Okay. Great. Did anyone write one down that's not present on my list? So I would like to include it. I'd like to include as many as possible. What's that? It's probably not. Is it one word?
Yeah.
Is it abstract like these?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then let's hear it.
You guys got from
Okay, I'll add one more. What about hard work? Right? That's two words, but it's the same, it's one concept. So hard, oops, work. Spell work right the first time. Okay, great. Which topic do you guys want to look at? We can use any one of these.
friendship.
Friendship, sweet. That's a good one. I think a lot of the story kind of revolves around friendship. So I think that was a good choice. Okay, now we're going to list several examples of friendship from the book. And then we're going to take a minute and kind of look at them with a bird's eye view and ask ourselves, what could Linda Sue Park, the author, possibly be saying about friendship based on the examples of it that she provided? Okay. All right. So first obvious friendship is between which two characters? Uh-huh. Did I get that right? I think they're, yes, Tree Ear hyphen no capitalize, and I'm assuming that Crane Man is the same way. Yep. Great. Tree Ear and Crane Man. Okay. What other friendships do we see? Mm-hmm. Yep, that'll work. And then finally, there's also Tree Ear and Min's wife. I forget her name. Oh man. Sorry, I'm trying to find it really quick. I think she's just referred to as Min's wife, right? She might get a name like later in the book, but. It's fine. We can let it go for now. So tree here and Min's wife. There's also a lack of friendship between Tree Ear and all the other children in the village too, right? So that's important to note as well. There's a lack of friendship between Tree Ear and the other children in the village. He's kind of shunned by them. Okay, now what we need to do is take a bird's eye view and think about what the author might possibly be saying about friendship based off of all of these examples. We may want to look at what's the effect of these friendships. What do they do for Tree Ear? We may want to look at what all of these friendships are like. We're going to ask ourselves, what could the author possibly be saying about friendship if these are the examples that she gives? This is the most difficult part of finding theme. So if this step feels more difficult to you, no worries, it's supposed to be. What's the result of all of these friendships for Tree Ear? What's the result of all of them? What do they do for him? Are they bad? No. Are they good? Yeah. How are they good? It's all good, man. Yeah, they help him in different ways. So with Crane Man helps him survive and he teaches him like wisdom, right? Tree Ear and Min also helps him survive and gives him a sense of purpose and helps him to eventually fulfill his dream of becoming a potter. Min's wife physically provides for Tree Ear and gives him a sense of home, right? So these friendships are all really good. So we can say something to the effect of, let's see, all of these friendships are, they're true, right? They're not based on like superficialities. They're not fake friends. All of these friendships are true and they are also life-giving for Tree Ear. They all are really good for him. Okay. Now we're gonna write a sentence about what the author thinks about one of these topics. So we're gonna start the sentence with, the author thinks that friendship and we're gonna essentially just rephrase what we put here. The author thinks that friendship, what? So, well, obviously not all friendships are gonna be true. So I'm gonna switch around your words a little bit and say friendship, when it is true, is life-giving. Friendship, when it is true, is life-giving. Great. All right. Last step here. We are going to change this sentence around just a little bit to make it a theme statement. All you need to do is use this sentence stem that I already provided for you. So you're going to remove the author thinks that from this sentence here, and you're going to put it into this sentence stem here. Okay, so take a couple minutes and do that, and then I will write that on the screen for you. Use this sentence stem here to write your theme statement. Okay, great. I'm gonna go ahead and write the answer on the screen, and then you have officially found a theme of a single shard. Boom, there you go. Okay, for your essay, you may use this theme statement. You may also find another theme. There are several in the novel. So you're not limited to just what we found in class today. You may use another one. I would love it if you would find another theme. That way I'm not reading the same essay 28 times. But that's fine if you want to use this theme statement here. In your essay, you're gonna have to provide examples of theme, how it shows up. Look, you've already got 4. Boom, right? You're just gonna have to find some text evidence there. But in your essay, you've already got a lot of the foundational part done based on what we did in class today. All right, that is it.